how was your sleep last night? Did you get a restful one? Well, if you are someone who's suffering with some form of sleep problem, whether it's falling asleep, staying asleep, or just getting restful sleep, this video is definitely for you. So I'm a psychotherapist and I teach people what we call sleep hygiene, which stands for good sleeping habits. Whilst it's not fix-it-all magic solution, there's definitely a lot you can do to help yourself. So I'm going to cover in this video what is keeping you awake, and also I'm going to help you to find some solutions in order to get a little bit more sleep. And so let's begin. What is keeping people awake? When you think about it, we tend to get so busy in the day, right? We, the job, the kids, the chores, the stuff we need to be doing. There's so much on our plates in modern life, especially if you're a mom. It's just there's so much on your plate, right? So we find ourselves jumping from one thing to another. And so we don't actually get that time to think and reflect. We can't reflect on how we're feeling, how is our day going, or just like proper planning really. We don't even have time for that. So then what happens is you go to bed, the lights are off, the sound is off, kids are asleep, boom, your mind comes online. Right? So now your mind wants to think, reflect, prioritize, plan, worry a little bit about the stuff that you didn't get a chance to worry properly about, and so on. Right? So what might really be helpful here? So tip number 1 is give yourself 10-15 minute reflection time before bed, and maybe keep a journal. Write down some of the worries that you have, not necessarily to dwell on them, but actually to come back to them, because your mind wants to resolve them. So you could say to yourself, okay, so these are all the things that I've been worrying about today. I'm going to come back to you tomorrow because I really need to go to bed now. And actually when the tomorrow comes, maybe arrange a day, thank them because they want to remind you that there's stuff that needs to be done and needs to be resolved. And then really come back and problem solve a little bit the next day. Right? So do not ignore what your mind is trying to achieve and do. So tip number 2, if you find yourself tossing and turning in bed, whether you are worrying, whether you are planning, get out of bed. Do not stay in bed and continue to do that. Get out of bed and do something useful, even if it's 2 a.m. Trust me, this is really going to be helpful, that you're training your mind to think bed is only for sleeping or sex, and that's it. When you find yourself planning, prioritizing, doing all of those things that you did not have time to do in the day, this is not the place to do these in bed. Okay, and the reflection time that you give yourself a little bit before bed might be quite helpful as well with that. But if this is happening, get out of bed, do something useful, whether it's cooking next day's meal, whether it's doing laundry, whether it's reading a book. And when you feel tired, go back to bed. Repeat the cycle. If you find yourself again tossing and turning, get out of bed. If you find yourself feeling sleepy, go back to bed. And repeat this cycle as much as you can. Tip number 3, limit daytime naps to 25 minutes. 25 minutes is a magic number. It refreshes you, but you don't go into a deep sleep. So I am not going to go into the whole adult sleep cycle. I was about to, maybe that's for another video, but 25 minutes, perfect time. Set your alarm, have a little snooze. It's going to refresh you, but it's not going to make you feel groggy. Okay? And tip number 4, I think we're on 4. It's so simple, but check out what is going on in your lifestyle. Are you getting enough exercise? Are you actually making your body feel a little bit more tired? Just burn some of that negative energy, burn some of that worrying energy. And also watch out your diet, and no caffeine after 12 p.m. goes without saying. So simple, but a lot of us drink coffee or other drinks that contains caffeine that is also keeping us awake. It makes a huge difference when you cut that out. So finally, do not panic. We all have these watches that tells us how long we slept, and we all get so hung up on the numbers, right? Because we've been told that we need 8 hours sleep. No, you don't. Actually, a lot of research tells us most adults function perfectly fine in 5 hours sleep. How is your functioning? Are you able to get on with day-to-day tasks? Are you still able to cook, eat, and do the laundry and do the job? Yes, maybe you're not up to your maximum potential, but are you functioning? So don't go by the hour, just go by the functioning. And trust me, when you're tired enough, you will eventually fall asleep. So chill out about it. Do not get hang on how many hours you slept, and follow the suggestions, and hopefully you find it helpful. Follow for more great psychology tips.